Hey, hi, how are ya? Oh my gosh, Becky. It's another Sunday morning. It's 7:58 a.m. on Sunday, August 4th, 2024. And we're back. Back with another video. Back with another banger, baby. Hey, it's Stephanie Stallworth, AtlTrafficLady. Let me get comfy in my chair here. It's early. Oh my gosh. It's not early for me normally. But on my days off, this is early. My work days, I'm up at 4. Probably didn't go to bed till 2 or 3, but today, he wants it all today. Today's video, it's Stephanie Stallworth. I said the AtlTrafficLady on HowWeFlow.Today-TV. Give you love, hugs, pats, and all of that. I'm trying to get into this so I can get done and get this uploaded quickly for you today before your day starts. This video is called Rising from the Ashes and Bouncing Back with Stephanie Stallworth, the AtlTrafficLady on HowWeFlow.Today-TV. Rising from the ashes and bouncing back. There's two things we got to know how to do, you dig? So very important to know how to do those things, you know? So those are two resources I have for you out here on today. But I got to talk about making mistakes. When we make a mistake, sometimes we just sit in the mistake and say, well, that was how I decided that. It's too late. I can't change anything. But never that. Say, not true. I'm trying to move this microphone. That would not be true. True or false? False. Of course you can come back from a mistake. Oh my gosh. The most successful people make mistakes, you dig? And come back from them. So we're here for bouncing back and rising from the ashes. So, we're navigating through this life that God has given us, praying and believing that we're doing what thus saith the Lord. And sometimes we make our own decision and it's not what he wanted us to do. Or we think we did make the right decision, but it's based off of an illusion or a clouded set of circumstances, right? It's based off of some trickery from the tricking head, or the head tricking head who wants to take over your world. And we didn't realize the error of our ways. And so it happens to the best of us, It really, really does. But once you realize the tricking head is the tricking head, and their goal is to take over your whole entire existence in your world and then topple you and be in charge of everything, then you'll look back again and say, I made that decision based off of the information that the tricking head gave me, or what the tricking head wanted. And they tricked me into having them around me. So, wow, I better rethink this. But no, it's too late. I already decided. It's already done. This is already what it is, so we're just going to have to roll with it. Well, no. You don't have to roll with what's wrong. You got to change it into what is right. Do what is right and good, right? That song, be right. Who used to sing that? Be right. I want to be right. Right. I just want to be right. Let me look who used to sing that gospel hit. Be right. My kids were really little then. In fact, my third son wasn't even born. It's probably around 24 years ago. 24 years ago. And let's see, where is this thing? Be right. Gospel song, let's see. Yeah, it was like a catchy song. Who's it by? Oh yeah, Keith Wonderboy Johnson. Yes, that's it. He said, right, I just want to be right. And so, I just want to be right. The lyrics are, I just want to be right. 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 When you see me singing my song, I just want to be right. And I'm not talking right in the way that I'm right and you're wrong. No, you want to be right with God. That's the right that we want. Yeah, this song came out in 2002. It was on the Wow Gospel CD 2002. Keith Wonderboy Johnson and the Spiritual Voices. And at that time, I was living down here in Atlanta the first time. And I had a 6-month-old, and I was 6 months pregnant when I moved here in 2000, 24 years ago. And so as I was first gospel mom of 2. Now I'm gospel mom of 3. But hashtag my 2 sons, now it's hashtag my 3 sons. But it was only 2 sons then. And so, we'd be down here and hanging out and having fun with them at the house and everything. And I would play the gospel music all day long, right? From the whatever gospel station is here in Atlanta. And so Keith Wonderboy Johnson was a popular song. This is around 2002. Yeah, 2002. And so at that point, they were 1 and 2, or maybe 2, almost 2 and almost 3. And so I had them singing that song. When you see me singing my song, I just want to be right. When you see me walking along, I just want to be right. Let me tell you, say, right. I just want to be right. Be right, be right, be right. I want to be right. And so they would be singing, be right, be right, be right. I want to be right. I try to lead them in the fear and admonition of the Lord. And so they'd be singing the gospel songs with me. Be right, I want to be right, And so we want to be right, but not right like I'm right and you're wrong. Again, be right with God, right? I want to be right with the Lord and what He wants me to do and to choose, and how He wants me to be, and what He wants around, who He wants around me, what He wants my life to look like, what He wants, what I'm building for Him to look like, who He wants involved in that, and who He doesn't want involved in that. And so we got to learn how to be right, be right. Let me see if I can play the song. Be right, I want to be right. Keith Wonderboy Johnson. Let me see if I can find it. Just play it so you'll know what song I'm speaking of. Do you know what song I'm trying to say? Let me see if I can share the screen. Be right, I want to be right. Yeah, so, we might have been in an energy in the thought life where we wanted to be right all the time. And I don't mean be right with God in that case. Sometimes people just want to be right, and they will not make a change off of what they first chose or decided or proclaimed or declared it to be, because they don't want to be wrong. They want to be right. But God wants you to be right, not like you're right versus wrong. You want to be right in His sight. And so sometimes we make decisions that in hindsight, we realize it might have been the wrong choice, right? And if it's the wrong choice, are we courageous enough, brave enough, transparent enough, honest enough, authentic enough to admit that we were wrong? I made a mistake. I shouldn't have chosen that. That wasn't really my heart's desire. I chose the wrong person to be with, right? That's one making a mistake that we made here, choosing the wrong person to be with. Second mistake is choosing the wrong person to push out. But the key here, this for someone specific, those two decisions are connected to the same chicken head. The one that wants to topple your kingdom and be in charge of it themselves, right? So in choosing the wrong person to be with in a relationship based off faulty information, trickery, illusions, love spells, blah, 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 whatever people use to confusion spells to cloudy up your mind and put you in that trance to do what they want you to do, right? You make a wrong choice. But once you realize what was really going on, and you do, and then that's when you need to be right and make the right choice. And let the chips fall where they may, honey. Let the tricks fall where they may. The tricking heads fall where they may. And yet, under that coercion or illusion or confusion or spelling or tricking or whatever, blackmail, because I'll tell people this about you if you don't stick with me, whatever that looks like. Under that, they've also made you get rid of one of your best people in your organization's leadership team. Push them out. So they made you push away your person, and they made you push away one of the best people in your leadership team so they could take over your world, your organization, your thing that you built for God, right? The thing you're serving God with, the place you're serving God with, your place of business. They want to take over the whole thing. By ruling you, they're ruling everything you built. And so sometimes we got to say, wow, that wasn't even right. I'm sorry to see that person be pushed out. In fact, I'm sorry to see both of them pushed out, because in my heart of hearts, I know I love that person. I want to be with that person, not the tricking head. In my heart of hearts, I know I want that person, this other person, the secondary person I'm talking about, the leadership person, back on my leadership team. It's a gut punch to you to lose both of them. It's a gut punch to lose one of them. But both of them, all because of what the tricking head said. Tricking head don't have no sense to say nothing except what serves to tricking head. We already told you this long ago. And so, I'm never fussing. I'm just explaining what's going on here, and how to move forward and get back on the right track. Don't let your God-ordained person go. The one God destined for your life because of what a tricking head had to say. And I think you understand that, and I believe you're making changes about that. But the secondary thing, if you made mistakes in choosing people in your team to help lead your organization, make sure if you're letting people go, you're letting the right ones go based off of true observation and true understanding of it, and not based off tricking head, trickery, illusion, confusion, coercion, control, puppeting you, because the puppet master is going to puppet master. Haters going to hate. They want to destiny swap. So they destiny swap almost with your one true love, and they're destiny swapping with one of your best leaders so they could take over all these roles. And they said, well, you might say, well, I want to keep them. I love them. I chose them. Not the tricking head, your best leader, one of your best leaders. You got some really great, three really great leaders here. And so that fourth one is a whole nother story, right? And the fourth one's a tricking head. And so the fourth one wants to be in charge of everything, and you know it. And they'll do anything to be in charge of it, because they don't want to go borrow no eggs and no milk, bread, sugar, whatever they said, ever again. They'll do whatever it takes. And they're doing whatever it takes to never have to do that again. And to control your life, control your place of business, control whatever it is that you're leading. And that's what it's looking like to everybody, right? And they're like, what is really going on? Everybody's like, what is really going on? But when they said, oh, I want to do so-and-so's duties, again, usurping all this power, all these titles, they don't want to do none of the work. They just want the title. They want the prestige that comes with the title. They want the power and control that come with the title, but they don't want to do any work. They don't want to get their hands dirty and do the day-to-day stuff. They just want to, when there's an opportunity to shine up on camera, to shine up on the microphone, to make it look like something, to make some videos and posts that make you look like something, that's all they really want. They love what it looks like, not the actual work, not the actual people. They don't even love the actual people. They don't love the actual people. The people God called you to serve and shepherd, they don't love the people. They love themselves and everything that they're going to get once they get that final control piece, which is the finality of a union. And you can't let it happen. So number one, I do believe that they're not the one that you need to be with in that way, right? In that relational way. Number two, they're tearing up the structure you built in your leadership team. If people have to go, you decide who has to go, not because of what the tricking head says. And, one person did have to go for whatever various sundry reasons. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about someone who's recently gone. Not someone who's gone since the end of last year or early this year. I'm talking about the one who's just gone now. I know in one person here's organization, they got some new postings up, new job listings up. And I'm like, what are these jobs? Whose jobs are these? And I'm like, where's that person? That's one of the best on your leadership team. Where did they go? And why? And if you knew they were one of the best on your leadership team and you wanted to keep them in some capacity and you diminish their capacity so that the tricking head could take over the bigger stuff, who ain't even qualified. Tricking head ain't qualified for none of the stuff that they're in right now. None of it. They don't have enough experience for all that because they haven't even healed their own selves, first of all. Can't serve me. I'll never sit under that. But I digress. You selected the leadership team, and sometimes we make a mistake on who we select. But we can't let the mistake keep on mistaking again and again and again, excuse me, and growing into a bigger mistake and a bigger mistake and a bigger mistake. Don't let the tricking head selection control everything that you're doing. They're not qualified. They're not qualified. Everybody side-eyeing that thing like, what is really going on here? But they're not going to say nothing because they work for you and they want to keep their job. But I don't work for you. And, I speak the truth in love, and that's what I'm here for. Get that person that was on your leadership team back. Offer them whatever they need to be offered to get back in their rightful position where they were. They were true, they were honest, they were good, they were effective, and they were right. And get rid of the other person, the tricking head, who is not good and honest and right. Not effective. They don't want to get in on the dirty work. I don't mean dirty isn't bad. I mean dirty isn't get your hands dirty and get in there and do the work. They just want the opportunity to be seen. And that is not what you need in this next season of where the place God has you leading is going. They are the wrong one. And they made you get rid of the right one. So when we make a bad decision, we either double down on the decision. That's bad. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. And you let the people still puppet you, even though you know in your heart of hearts, that's not what you really wanted. Just like in your heart of hearts, the person you selected is not the one you really wanted. You really wanted the one you pushed away. Same in both these scenarios, different scenarios, but same setup. And who or what is the common denominator in those two scenarios? The tricking head. And they're the ones that have to go. And please, 3 out of 4 of your leadership is stellar. It's the other 25%er is not stellar. No. They got ulterior motives and they abuse their power, because I've seen it and I've heard about it. They are not what you need in that position. They can't lead anybody out of a wet paper bag, except for the fact that you endorsed them and said they were so amazing. So therefore, your people in your group of people that you're leading, they'll say, well, I don't see it, but okay, he says so. Well, we're just going to go with what his vision is. But is that really your vision? And then whose vision is your vision? Is your vision God's vision for you and your organization? Or is your vision your vision? Or is your vision the tricking head's vision? And that's what I think it is. Because they want to take over no matter what. And they have I talked about the long game. the long game. I think it was Stormy on one of your, Jamal Bryant, you had this on one of your podcasts. Stormy was talking about people, she didn't call it the long game. She said people will stick with you because of what they can get. They'll even marry you because of what they can get from you. Not, they don't love you, they don't even like you, but they'll do it for what they get, right? And so someone out of the four leaders is playing the long game. And I always say, peep the pattern, because it didn't start with you. It started back as far as time was known for this person publicly, that they'd be trying to continue to trick and head their way up the ladder of success. They get something, then it don't work, and then they move to the next victim. Then it didn't work, and they move to your friend. It didn't work, and now they move to you. What? No, I don't care what they hold over your head. Tell your own secrets. Or if they tell your secret, say, yeah, I did that. That is true. Unfortunately, it wasn't my best time. I wasn't in my best place. But I'm better now. I'm healed now. And I don't do those things anymore. And then you move on. These people can't control you unless you let them control you. They're not in charge of you. They're not in charge of your life. They're not in charge of your destiny. And they're definitely not in charge of what God put you in charge of. If he wanted them in charge, he would have put them in charge of this. You wouldn't even be there. But he didn't. So they're only there because you put them there. Because they tricked you into that, because that's what they do. Liar's going to lie, hater's going to hate, tricking head's going to trick and head. And that is their M.O. And they don't care how long it takes. The long game. They come in as, you hired them as one position. Then they're like, I don't want to do that no more. I want all the positions. Okay, well, here's all the positions. Like how they got more position in leadership areas than people who are right there with them that's more experienced, have been there longer. How does that even happen? Because it's a tricking head. And they want to control the whole thing. And now they want to control something else and push out one of your best leaders. They're not, this person is not one of your best leaders. They're your worst out of the leadership team. They're the worst. And people know it. But again, they're not going to say nothing to you. So I'm just here to speak the truth and love. I'm not even fussing. I just got to make this thing clear because I got to get off this thing and move on with our Sunday, get ready for service. But guess what? The time has come, right? Can't be doing this stuff anymore. So if you really want your true happiness and your true unconditional love and your true best life ever, the life God destined for you, then include the destiny partners he gave you, and exclude the destiny partners, the non-destiny partners he didn't give you. Not the ones you chose yourself, or the ones that forced their way in. Get rid of them. They have to go. Again, I'm not coming back there till that is gone. But I'm telling you, please don't keep going down the road making the same mistake. I think I said before, people say you don't have to keep making the same mistake just because you've been making it for a long time. It's time to flip the switch, right? So that's where our resources are coming from today. And I just want to be right. Keith Wonderboy Johnson. I want to be right. And not right because I'm right or wrong, but be right with God and what he said and laid out in my destiny. And I want to be right. I want to get right with God. I want to make this thing right. I want to do what is right and good, right? And so that's where we're going to pull in our resources here before we wrap it up today. First resource for today is called Rising from the Ashes. Rising from the Ashes. So this resource guide I have for you is designed to help you overcome life's challenges and life's setbacks. Because, like I said, we all face moments. I'm talking about you, but I'm talking about all of us. As I'm talking about you, I'm talking about everybody. So it's not pointing fingers at you. But I am talking specifically to someone in this community also, because it's something you need to know about. But we'll all face moments when our attempts at change fall short, leaving us discouraged, potentially spiraling downward. Like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in this place. You look like you're stuck. You look like you feel stuck. You're not stuck. You look like you feel stuck and like you think there's no way out because of whatever they're holding over your head, whatever things they're going to disclose about you that are embarrassing, whatever. But they cannot control you unless you allow it, right? So you feel like you're spiraling downward because you have no choice. I got to lay down and take this. No, you don't. We ain't taking that. You don't got to take that. You're still in charge over there under God. So get them out. You got other people out. Get them out. They're the ones that's a trouble spot. So we're going to address in this resource difficult times that we go through and strategies to regain your confidence and your belief in success. You still have that success. It's sitting right there, ready for you to grab it and run on with it, baby. So it might feel challenging. It's okay. The best of us overcome challenges. That's how we learn and how we get a testimony. And that's how we're able to help other people. But if we just sit and wallow in our stuckness, then we never win. And the people we're destined to help to win, and that our testimony that we're supposed to have will assist. We won't have the testimony. We won't assist them, and they'll be stuck too. So we have a stronger, bigger possibility and responsibility in every choice we make. I just want to be right with God. You know, if he's the creator of all of this, he knows what each thing that he created is supposed to do and purposed for. If we don't do it, we're kind of trying to thwart his plan. And we don't want to do that. So let's learn how to process and accept your challenges in this resource, Rising from the Ashes. How to understand and face your fears, how to embrace adversity as a normal part of life, because it's normal. Viewing mistakes as learning opportunities, so key, so huge. It's not a mistake. It's a mistake, but it's not a loss. It's a lesson. Let's learn from it, and then we don't do it again. Sometimes we just sit there and keep making the same mistake again and again and again, either with the same people or with different people. We're making the same mistake over and over and over and over again, and we don't want to do that. So we want to view these mistakes as learning opportunities. Let's learn from this. I learned how to advocate for myself and to, even if no one's for the union that I believe God sent for me, I'm still going to do it. That's what I learned from the mistake of people pleasing. So you tell yourself, I'm no longer people pleasing. I'm the people I'm pleasing, me and God. And we're going to do what he said. And viewing mistakes as letting one of your best leaders go as a learning opportunity. Wow. I let someone coerce me into allowing that to keep going and changing my leader, who's been nothing but a stellar leader, who's done nothing but hold up the bloodstained banner for what's happening in that organization that you have. Why would they be the one punished? Well, they're going above and beyond at all times. Because the tricking head you picked that's tricking all through your organization don't like them. The tricking head don't like anybody who is for your best. Tricking head don't like anybody who's doing what is right and good, because they don't do what is right and good. That's why they try to force your person out, and that's why they forced your leader out. And again, the common denominator is tricking head. Okay, Trixie, Lucy, whatever you want to call her, spelling champ, whatever. They're the poison thread in the organization. They're poisoning your life and everyone's life they touch. And again, they just want the power, the prestige, the title, the access, and all of that, and all of that, and all of that. And they'll twist your arm behind your back, pinch you under the soft meat of your arm. I talked about in another video. If you fall asleep at church, some people's mom be pinching them under their leg or under their arm, like, wake up. My grandmother was always give you a nice little soft rub on your shoulder, and you wake up nicely and get pinched out of oblivion. Like, oh, be quiet in here. That's what the tricking head is doing. They pinching you under your arm or under your leg while you're sitting there on the pew. Like, what? You better do what I said. You better smile and take this picture. You better let this video go. You better post this on your account. You better act like you love me. Again, you don't have to act like you love them if you love them. Eyes of love. You got to have eyes of love. I'm choked up over the thing. Ooh, got to have eyes of love. If you don't have eyes of love for this person, you don't even look at them. And they're supposed to be your person. Mm-mm. They are not your person. You don't even look like you love them. You like you're forced to be there. You look like you're held hostage, and you wish you had a way out, but you're almost about to give up. You can't give up. You can't give up. So let's overcome the fear of the future, because your future is bright if you just cut off the dead branches there. Laying groundwork for success with a plan A and a plan B. Plan A is going awry. So you got to go back to plan B, which was really your original plan A that you were afraid of. But plan A with this chicken head in it is not your plan anymore. Plan B is now plan A. So again, pull your leader back in. Don't let them go away. They're one of the best in there that you had in there. And then let the chicken head go. Because they are the key to the source of the problem. Any problems you having in there, that's why. They seem so sweet and so lovely on the outside. Around people, behind closed doors, they are a menace. They're crazy, wild, and vindictive, controlling, and they want to minimize people. It's like they're like a bully, like a petty bully. Middle school girl bully that wants what you got. And where does all that really source come from? Their own insecurities. Right? So let's not let that be one of your main leaders, or definitely not your partner, because they ain't there for you. They're there for them. I think we talked about this in many videos, so I'm not going to go over it again. We're going to learn how to build a support network, and you do have a support network, so please turn to them, and not the ones that are tainted by the chicken head, or not the ones that are tainted by their own desires, selfish desires of what they get from you when you are not your fully healed self. But you busted out as your fully healed self, and now you're starting to swing that axe around. Like, look, you're stomping with the big dogs now that you are back in your full power. You took your power back, and they're like, what? And they're never going to agree with what you decided, because what you decided doesn't include them. You'd be willing to include them if they went with what you said. Some of them, your good friends and stuff. But guess what? What you are choosing, which is what God has for you, is pushing them out, and they no longer have access. They'll no longer have power. They'll no longer have the prestige. They'll no longer have, you giving them all your money, whatever it is. Whatever they get by being connected to you, they will no longer have, and they don't want that to happen at any cost. So they will continue to try to block the connection that you have with your divine destined partner that God ordained for you. So I don't think it's in a situation where you don't understand this, because I believe you do, and in your heart of hearts you want to be right, but you don't know how to make that thing happen. And again, I said this in another video, all you got to do to make things right is to make things right, and be honest, authentic, say things with integrity and in love. That we all make mistakes, and I made a mistake, and I'm viewing it as a learning opportunity. I put the wrong person in place in 2 areas of my life. In my personal life as my relational partner, and in my professional life as one of my leadership. And I realize now that it was a mistake. And moreover, I realize now that in my relational life that I wasn't being honest with myself, wasn't being honest with my feelings. And what I really want and who I really want to be with is this person. And I'm truly, loving them or in love with them or whatever that is. And who I really want on my team left because I listened to what the chicken head had to say and adjusted things again and again for them to whatever they wanted. And I realized that was a mistake. So tell your leader you made a mistake and ask them to come back. They're one of the best you had in there. And let go of the one who's the source of the mess. They got to go. Nobody wants to sit under that. So please, by all means, don't make that thing official. That's going to be your downfall. That's going to be your downfall. I'm talking to somebody specific here. So, rising from the ashes, you'll learn to process setbacks, understand what's holding you back, and develop strategies to move forward. So, we're trying to develop these strategies to move forward, make things right. I just want to be right, and not right as I'm right versus wrong, right as I'm right with God and what He said to do. All right. So that is Rising from the Ashes. The other resource in the title here is called Bounce Back, Embracing Failure and Achieving Success. Everyone faces failure. Even the most successful individuals in the world face failure. In fact, they may have experienced more setbacks than the average person, the most successful people. But the key difference lies in how they respond to the challenges. How you respond to these challenges and the setbacks. And you face a lot of setbacks. And you got to climb up out of that thing. And I think you're ready to do it. Right? Successful people, and you're one of them, are not inherently different from anybody. They once lived ordinary lives, nursed their bruised egos, hiding in their comfort zones. We've all done that. Right? You, me, everybody here. But you got big dreams and an unwavering passion for achieving them. No matter how many times life knocked you down, you bounce back with determination. Now, I got to say this. The chicken head got a huge bounce back. Because no matter how many times they were knocked down, they're still going to come out with their agenda. But unfortunately, their agenda is a negative, evil agenda that is against people and for them. So there's a difference. If they use their bounce back strength to bounce back and really build themselves up, they'd have a different life. But either way, they don't belong in your life or in anybody's life around you because of the diabolical stuff that they wanted to set up and that they set up. So you, me, we here in the community, no matter how many times life knocks us down, we got to bounce back with that determination. We're going to get that thing. That's what I have. I got the bounce back spirit myself, but only in a positive way, right? And people can use stuff all kinds of ways, but you want to use and do what is right and good, and you want to be right in the sight of God. Some people are using their bounce back to keep punishing other people, to keep control over other people, to keep abusing their leadership status on other people, as opposed to helping people in their leadership place. Now, the one that left was helping people in their leadership place. You need to bring them back. And the one that was abusing people in their leadership position, you need to let them go. And that's what it is. I mean, I'm not going to even stay long on this video. That's about all it is. So again, the Bounce Back God will help you develop the mindset and skills needed to overcome failures and mistakes, because we all make them and we all have failures. Learn from the experiences. Let's learn from this and emerge stronger and more confident. You're going to discover in Bounce Back how to embrace failure and learn from mistakes. You're going to discover the importance of growth mindset for success, not a limited thinking mindset, a growth mindset, right? You're going to learn how to handle criticism and rejection without taking it personally. People are not going to like what you're about to do. You're about to do something huge, and it's going to upset the apple cart. But guess what? You ain't one of the apples on the cart, and neither is your destined love partner, and neither is your leader that left. The three are not on the apple cart. You upset the apple cart with the bad apples in it, and nobody's going to like it. Nobody's going to like it, but they don't have to like it. Again, we talked about this in so many videos. HowWeFlow.Today-TV. We've covered a lot in the last year. Nobody has to like what you decide except for you and God, right? Who has to be pleased? You're pleased, but moreover, God is pleased because you want to be right and you're being right. And you need to do what is right and good and set things right. Make it right. Make it right. That's one of your best leaders. You need to bring them back ASAP before somebody else snatches them up, because they one of the best. Just like you need to get with your destined life partner, kingdom spouse, before somebody else snatches them up. You push these really great things away. And it's a pattern now that the chicken head has you in, where you will push away what's good for you in order to achieve their diabolical purposes. And that's all. So you can handle the criticism and rejection that's coming from these decisions you're about to make, because you're going to make the decisions because you know what is right and good, and you want to be right in God's sight. Oh, I don't know how you're going to do it, and you're going to say it, and you're going to say, yeah, I made a mistake. Who can argue with somebody who said they made a mistake, and who is admitting they made a mistake, and who's correcting the mistake? No one can be upset with that. Except the people that was against you anyway, no matter what you do. If you're no longer serving their purposes, then they're going to be mad. Be mad, bro. We don't care about that. I want to know, is God upset with me? Am I upset with myself? Is God upset with me? Am I upset with myself? That's all you got to worry about. Did I do right by God? And if I did right by God, anyone who he moved out of the way, I didn't have to worry about that because they weren't supposed to be up in my space anyway. God didn't ordain them in there. I pulled them in. And I made a mistake. I messed up, y'all. I messed up. I really messed up. I wasn't honest with myself. I wasn't true to my true feelings in terms of your love partner. I wasn't facing my true feelings. I didn't understand those feelings. I never felt that kind of love before. I never experienced an unconditional love before. I didn't know what to do with it. And I knew it required some work for me to do, to change, to be able to handle that. And I wasn't ready to. So I chose what was easy. I chose somebody I didn't have to change for. I chose somebody we could just be transactional. And I could do what I want. They could do what they want. And we could act like we together, whatever that is, right? And they could get the benefit that they want. I get the benefit of whatever I want. And boom, that's it. But it wasn't what I was really feeling. I was just really afraid of what I was feeling at the time. But now I've healed. And I see it for what it is. And I'm ready to embrace my new north, right? I'm ready to embrace what is right and good and what God really sent me. I knew it from the moment I saw them that that's who he sent me. And so I'm ready to face it now. And I made a mistake. And yeah, I know. I brought you all along for the ride. I didn't know how to handle those feelings. I didn't know how to handle this. And I made a mistake. I let the person who was easy make decisions for me. And I just went along with it. And now that led me to make the decision for the wrong person to love and marry. And it made me make the decision for the wrong person to leave my organization. And so therefore, I know everyone's not going to like it, but I want to be right with God and be right by these two people. And I'm bringing those two in, and I'm sending the one who was the cause of the confusion out. All right? I'm just being honest. I made a mistake, and I'm correcting it. Just like if you made a mistake, you tell them, I would want you to correct it. And overall, God will want you to correct it and not let the mistake keep happening just because you've been making it for a long time. You don't keep making the same mistake. Okay? That's all you got to say to the people. Say to your people. Say this to your people. Just like you made that declaration a couple months ago, make the same declaration, but the right one, about the right things, and make the corrections, because you got to bring that person back. That leader, you need them back. You need that person back. Somebody else got to go. And your one true love, you think Shrek is your one true love. Your one true love got to come back. You better come pull them back up for somebody else scoop them up. It's like before someone else scoops up your great leader. Don't do that. That's like when I when I left my job at the TV station in DC. I was a weather person, and I got married. And I was working like 3 to 11, and he was working, like 9 to 5. And by the time I got home, it was 12 or whatever, 1. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to see my husband, blah, 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 blah. So I left that job, and I decided to try and do something else. And so when my job showed up on the job board, weeknight weather anchor in Washington, D.C., I'm like, that's my job. Someone else is going to get my job. That's my job. But I gave it up willingly. Just like you gave up your leader willingly, and you gave up your one true love willingly. And then when you see it out there, someone else is able to select from it, you're like, wait, that's mine. But, it was too late. Someone else already had the job. I'm like, whoa, that was my job, So it was a goofy decision based off of faulty information that I would never see my husband. Please, we see each other every night and every weekend and every whatever. And we would live in the same house. So it was faulty thinking, right? And sometimes our faulty thinking makes us make mistakes. But it was too late. That job, hey, Marlon McGee, he replaced me. I'm like, dang, why did I even let that job go? That was crazy. But moving on. So you let your person go, you let your leader go, someone else going to snatch them up. And then you're going to be looking at it like, wait, they're my people. And it's too late. Someone else is going to have them. So again, be right. Make the correction. Make the correction now. Make the correction ASAP. For my person, you had a 10-day grace period till August the 10th, I think it is. It's supposed to be 7/31. was the cutoff, but I made a video about that. The cutoff was today, but you've been granted a 10-day grace period. So it's August 4th. So we got through August 10th. You need to make these corrections before it's too late and someone snatches your people up. You're one true love and you're one of your best leaders, okay? Don't let it happen to you. You'd be like me, like, that's my job listed, posted. What? I'm like, oh my God, there's a new person on. That was my job. I gave it up. Why did I give that up? You know, so don't be me. Don't be me. Make peace with failure, though, and it's rolling your personal growth, because we got to fail in order to grow. And learn why giving up too soon can hinder your progress. Don't give up. Though the pace seems slow, you may succeed with another blow. It's not too late to change this and to correct the course of the ship. A course correction is required, okay? And you need to do that. You're also going to learn the key differences and bounce back between average and successful people. You're not made to be average. God didn't create you to be average. So let's go. You're successful in so many areas, and we really want you to be successful fully. Please don't shoot your own self in the foot by letting one of your best leaders leave. Although they left, but bring them back. Whatever it takes to bring them back, bring them back. Bring them back. They're on 100. They're 100. And that's on God, as Pastor Brian, you have in your daily segment on V103. And that's on God. Bring them back. And bring your one true love back, baby. What you waiting for? And that's on God. You know it, they know it, and everybody else around you knows it. And they know the one you with is not the one you love. They all see it, and they waiting to wonder, when are you going to make that change? Make that change. And yeah, when the other shoe falls, there's going to be a lot of fallout, upset the apple cart, all of that. We already know that. But there will be a time when we get past that, oh my gosh, frenzy. And everyone talking about it and everyone having an opinion about it. And then you move on. They see you in your happiness and your fullness of your joy. You're fully in love. They'll be like, wow, that was the right decision. It was hard for them to make that choice, but they did, against, all odds. And look at them. That is the best couple I've ever seen. That's truly God ordained. Only God could do that. And look at it. And you bring your leader back, like, oh, thank goodness. We wonder what happened to you. Where are you? We needed you back here. You were great, And then the one who's abusing their power and abusing their position and climbing and using anything they have, body and whatever, to climb, and influence of coercion and blackmailing and whatever holds up over your head. And I'm going to tell all your secrets about yourself to your face and everybody else's face. Whatever they're using that was not good, when they leave, people will understand why. You could say, yeah, they were doing this and that, and I didn't know it. They had me fooled. They probably had you fooled. But not anymore, right? I've cleared the decks. And now we're on the right course. The ship is righted, and we're on the right course. So counting on you to do that between now and the 10th. You got to get that done. It's so important before it's too late. And Marlon McGee has my job, which is then his job, because it ain't mine. I'm one and gave it up. So don't give up your two best things out there. One of your best leaders and your best true person that you're truly in love with. Okay. All right. So I got to go. Let's see. Rising from the Ashes and Bouncing Back is the name of the video. With Stephanie Stallworth, your ATL traffic lady, on HowWeFlow.Today-TV. HowWeFlow.Today-TV is a whole TV network. It's streaming right now on The Flow. And you can check us out at theflow.lightcast.com. I said that's theflow.lightcast.com. So be ready for that. Be ready for that. You see it at the bottom of your screen, theflow.lightcast.com. And look for HowWeFlow.Today-TV network, and then see all of our amazing videos streaming on the Roku, on the Fire TV, the Apple TV, the iOS devices mobile app, the Android devices mobile app, the web app, right? We got the Apple Podcast audio, Apple Video Podcast, YouTube Podcasts, Echo, and whatever those things are. Hey Siri, whatever. I don't know what to call it, Alexa. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. And so we're going all the way up to 2024, and by August 10th, you're on board, okay? I'm waiting for you. I'm counting the days you were gone. Come on in. Again, we've been leading and guiding you along the way. God's leading you and guiding you along the way. You're at the end of this walkway up to the front door of what is home, what feels like home to you, what's your peace, what's your joy, and what is the launching pad to your true greatness in Christ. You just scratching the surface on all the great things you've done already. There is more. You can live this abundant life where you're blessing people in more ways than you could have imagined and impacting people in more ways than you've ever done. And then God blessing you as well for being right. I just want to be right. Where's that song? Be right. Be right. Be right. Let me try to play it. See if I can share it on the screen. I want to be right. Right. Let's see. Want to be right. I want to be right. All right, let's see. Which one is this? Which be right is this? Let me move this mic. Be right. I want to be right. All right, we're gonna rock out with that. And I got to go. So you can get this video before you got to start your show today. All right, start your scenario. We're going to share screen. Share the screen and be right. Chrome tab, share tab, audio. All right, I'm going to turn off my background music so we can listen to Keith Wonderboy Johnson. I mean, that was in 2002. That's 22 years ago. He must be Keith Wonderman Johnson by now. He was a man then, so I know he's a grown man. But loved him. He really was so great. Be right. I want to be right. Let's see. Let me get this off of here. This overlay so we can see. We can see what must be seen. Do what must be done. Come on, overlay. Where are you? There you go. All right. Oops. Here we go. All right, so it's Be Right with Keith Wonderboy Johnson. It's from the Wow Gospel 2002 CD. I'm going to mute my mic. You actually were able to hear the song. I think I had it muted. Let's try it again. Try it again. Oh my God. I just want to be right. When you see me walking alone, I just want to be right. Girl, there's never say right. Oh yeah. I just want to be right. Say right. Right. Oh, yeah. I just want to be right. Listen here, when you see me singing, I just want to be right. Yeah. When you see me testifying, I just want to be right. Yeah. I just want to be right. Say right. Right. Now, come on, let's praise him up in here. Oh, be right. Be right. I want right. Anybody here want to be right? Raise your hand. All right, I can't keep playing it because we're running out of time. But listen, sorry, I don't think you heard the audio in the beginning, but just look up Keith Wonderboy Johnson, Be Right on YouTube, and you too will know how to be right. And I don't mean right as in I'm right and you wrong, but be right with God. Do things the way God would have you to do them, all right? And so, again, the title of this video is Rising from the Ashes and Bouncing Back. And that's what we're here to do between now and August the 10th. This next week here is so important. It's critical. It's crucial. It's crucial. Prince said it's crucial. You can burn up my clothes, smash up my ride. Well, maybe not the ride, but I got to have your face all up in this place. Be right, okay? And do right. So don't be like me, who made the mistake of giving up my great job for a goofy reason. And then when my great job was posted, I'm like, wait, that's my job. And then when the replacement was hired, I was like, oh, I really did give up that job. Don't let one of your best leaders be picked up by somebody else. Bring them back home. Don't let your best person, your best girl, best life partner, your best love of your life be out there on the open market and be taken by somebody else. It'll be too late. So please and thank you. Between now and August 10th, make those changes. Make that change and get rid of the one that is the cause of all the turmoil. Come on now. You better understand what it is. And I think you do. and you're just wondering how to get out of it, and roll back the tape here and see what I said about what you need to say to get out, about how you made a mistake, okay? And somebody transcribe it for you, and then you figure out how to put it into your own words in that way, okay? Because sometimes the words don't come to us. And it feels like so big. Oh my gosh, how am I going to get out of this? Just word by word, truth by truth, honesty by honesty, authenticity by authenticity, transparency by transparency, love by love. You're speaking the truth in love, and you're setting the record straight. And yeah, I was bamboozled and hoodwinked, but alas, I understand it now, and I'm out of here. So let's rise from the ashes together. Let's bounce back. Last night took a nail, but tonight I bounce back. It's your time to bounce back, baby. This is your time. This is your time. And then it's off and running from there. No looking back. No turning back. All right? Be right. Be right. I'm sorry I messed up the Keith Wonderboy Johnson song, Be Right, because, it's so good. It's a whole bop, right? I'm sure y'all remember it. And he said, I'm a young man, 27 years old. That was 2002, so he's like almost 50 now, right? But I'm sure he's trying to still be right. But this song still is a winner. Be right. Keith Wonderboy Johnson. Be right. All right, I'm going to be right back on another video, back with another banger, back with another one. Love you so much. Love, hugs, pats, all of that. All that. Love, hugs, pats, heart eyes, all of that. I'm praying for you. I know you got this thing, you know? It's the 4th, you got through the 10th, and this is going to be a week of wonders, signs and wonders, a week of reset, a week of upset apple carts, all kind of stuff. But just like you walk other people out, the security walked that other person out. The wrong person got to get walked. The right person got to get walked out who was in the wrong, and the wrong person who left that was in the right, you bring them back. The wrong people. There's 2 wrong people. One in your personal love life, one in your organization life. And there's one person who's not the right one, who's trying to straddle the fence on both of those positions. They got to go. That's it. That's all. And don't look back. Say, God, I want to be right. And I'm sure he will confirm for you, but you got to find out for yourself. Confirm for you, yes, that's what you need to do. All right? And be strong with it. God, be strong with this thing. Don't let them control you no more. They ain't got no power over you unless you give it to them. They got no power. God is the greatest power. He shall never be defeated. Those people, that person is defeated. They are defeated foe. Satan's a defeated foe. When God is in it, it's always a fixed fight. And it's fixed. So please, let's fix it. Let's be right. Let's do this doggone thing. Let's run on and see what the end is going to be. Because let me sing some Prince. Until the end of time, I'll be there for you. I'm there for you. You own my heart and mind. I truly adore you. If God one day struck me blind, your beauty I'd still see. Love is too weak to define just what you mean to me, right? From the first moment I saw you, ooh, I knew you were the one. That night I had to call you. I was rapping till the sun came up and telling you just how fine you look in a word, and it goes from there. All of my cool attitude you took, and so forth, right? Until the end of time. We're running on to the end of time, baby. We ain't got time to be fooling around with these crazy people doing all kind of crazy stuff, trying to mess up people's lives. That's their goal in life, to mess other people up so that they can gain. And that's not the right heart and spirit for God and not for God's people. Don't let them lead your people that God has you leading. They shouldn't be over nothing. And people don't really want to follow them except you prop them up. So take their mic, take their seat, take their all that stuff and give it back to the proper individual they belong to and send them on their way. Just like the other people before you sent them on their way. Shut them down so they be on to their next victim. But your job is to warn the next victim on who they really are. And that's what is being right. Okay? All right, be right, be right. I want to be right. And I truly adore you. Love you. Love, hugs, pats, all of that. God bless you. Pray for me, please. I'm praying for you. I'm giving you love, hugs, and pats. Give me some love, hugs, and pats. I'm just out here all by myself, trusting God. I need a partner. Let's go. Rising from the ashes and bouncing back with Stephanie Stallworth, AtlTrafficLady. On HowWeFlow.Today-TV. Join our Instagram community, or our community on Instagram and IG at HowWeFlow.Today. Also, check out our community on the Flow streaming service on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, iOS, Android, and so on and so forth, and every device that you own, we are on. And look up HowWeFlow.Today-TV network at theflow.lightcast.com on the web app. And then click on apps in the upper right corner, and you can download all the apps onto your Roku device and all of that. Your Fire TV, Apple TV, iOS, Android, etc. Download the apps and watch us everywhere you stream, because it's a whole streaming thing, and we're a whole network now. So we've grown. We've grown in this last year. Bravo. Thank you, Lord Jesus in heaven. He's been good to this community, ain't he? Let's give God glory. We're so grateful, grateful, grateful. Grateful, grateful. Gratefulness is flowing from my heart. Gratefulness is flowing from my heart. Thank you, God, for even putting me anywhere near this vehicle called the Flow that is going to help so many people. So thank you for that, Lord. And thank you for my assignment and for my assigned individual who is going to come up strong, going to be strong with it. Let's go. And we are going to run on and see what the end is going to be. And bring your great leader back and get rid of the one that's causing the trouble. And that's the end? No, we're about to get started. Let's go.